Welcome to Champions Code. I'm your host, Kane Swift. Today on Champions Code, imagine dedicating your life to a single pursuit, pushing your body beyond its limits, only to be betrayed by something you can't even see. Today, we unravel the tragic story of a champion who conquered mountains, but couldn't outrun his own invisible boundaries, and how this lesson can help you discover your own true potential. Milan, January 1960. A man lies delirious in a hospital bed, his once powerful frame now frail and fever-racked. The doctors exchange bewildered glances. How could Fausto Coppi, il campionissimo, the champion of champions, be dying? This man who had conquered cycling's most brutal peaks was now being defeated by something invisible, something they couldn't even name. You might wonder what this has to do with you, but this story isn't just about a cyclist. It's about the invisible limits we all face and the price of pushing past them. Picture yourself at 8 years old, struggling to balance a bicycle too big for your frame, loaded with groceries that feel like they weigh more than you do. The cobblestones of Piedmont jar your arms. Your legs burn. But your family needs the money, so you push on. This was Fausto's childhood. His bicycle wasn't a toy, it was survival. The boy was different. While others played, he worked. While they rested, he rode. His frame was stick-thin, almost fragile, earning him dismissive glances and whispered doubts. But there was something in him that others couldn't see. A quiet fire that would change everything. At 20, Fausto shocked Italy by winning the Giro d'Italia. Not as a leader, but as a support rider, a domestique, who wasn't even supposed to compete for victory. The cycling establishment was stunned. This wasn't how things were done, but Fausto had never cared much for how things were done. His methods were revolutionary. While others trained by feel and tradition, he approached cycling like a science. He studied nutrition when others simply ate. He analyzed technique when others just rode. His resting heart rate was an inhuman 34 beats per minute. The old guard watched with growing unease as this quiet revolutionary began dismantling their sport's sacred traditions. Then came the war. Just as Fausto was reaching his peak, he was captured and sent to a North African POW camp. The wide-open roads were replaced by barbed wire. The fresh mountain air became hot, choking dust. His carefully honed body began to waste away. Many would have given up. Most would have accepted defeat. But in that camp, something crystallized in Fausto. If he survived, he would do more than just return to cycling. He would transform it. The hunger that gnawed at him became fuel for a determination that would reshape the sport forever. When he returned, the cycling world didn't know what to make of him. His training methods seemed bizarre. His diet was unlike anything they'd seen. Fausto knew better. He had seen the future of the sport in those long, dark hours of captivity. His results were undeniable. In 1949, he became the first cyclist to win both the Giro d'Italia and Tour de France in the same year. His 192-kilometer solo breakaway in the Cuneo Pinarello stage became cycling legend. When he won, they didn't need stopwatches. The church bells would ring across Italy, announcing another victory for il campionissimo. But innovation has its price. The more Fausto pushed against tradition, the more tradition pushed back. His affair with the lady in white scandalized Catholic Italy. The press turned savage. The public split into warring camps. His rivalry with Gino Bartali became more than sport. It became a battle between old and new Italy itself. itself. If you're enjoying Champions Code, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Champion's Edge. Learn the elite mindset of warriors like Jordan and Phelps to intelligently outperform. Now, back to the episode. Yet Fausto kept winning, kept pushing boundaries. Until that day in late 1959 when something changed. The man who could read his body like a finely tuned instrument missed the warning signs. The fever came first, then the confusion. Doctors argued over diagnoses while his strength ebbed away. Here was the cruel irony. The man who had revolutionized cycling through scientific understanding was being killed by something his doctors couldn't even identify. Malaria, they would later discover. A microscopic parasite that cared nothing for his iron will or revolutionary methods. In his last days, Fausto's mind returned again and again to the mountains. Those brutal climbs where he had made his name, where he had pushed himself beyond what anyone thought possible. But this was one summit he couldn't conquer. On January 2, 1960, aged just 40, the champion of champions took his final breath. You might wonder what a cycling champion from another era can teach you, but look closer. Fausto's story isn't just about bikes or mountains. It's about the limits we all face, some visible, some hidden deep within. It's about innovation in the face of tradition, about pushing boundaries while respecting the warnings our bodies and minds send us. Think about your own mountains. What peaks are you trying to climb? What invisible limits are you pushing against? And more importantly, are you listening to the quiet signals your body and mind are sending? Or are you pushing blindly forward, racing toward your own breaking point? Today, the highest point in every Giro d'Italia is called the Fausto Coppi in his honor. But Fausto's true legacy isn't in the records he set or the races he won. It's in the lesson his life and death teaches us. Innovation without wisdom is just another form of recklessness. The race isn't always won by the fastest or the strongest, but by those who understand their true limits. Your challenge isn't to be first or fastest or even to win. It's to find that delicate balance between pushing boundaries and respecting limits, to innovate while staying grounded. To climb your mountain, yes, but to know when the summit is truly beyond reach. Because in the end, the mountain is always there. The question is, are you climbing it wisely? But perhaps his greatest victory would have been knowing when not to race at all. On the next episode of Champions Code, imagine, as Fausto Coppi's spirit soars above the Italian landscape he loved, that there's another hero who found solace in the raw power of nature, not on two wheels, but on a board. This rebel pushed boundaries just as dramatically, yet his battle was with towering waves, not cobblestone climbs. Next week, we dive into the world of extreme sports, where the ocean becomes our playground, and Kelly Slater's journey from chaos to calm will leave you breathless. Have you ever wondered how one man could tame nature's wildest force? Join us as we explore Slater's relentless pursuit of perfection on a different kind of road, one that's wet, unpredictable, and utterly exhilarating. Don't miss this wave of inspiration. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code, or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Champion's Edge. 7 days, 7 champion habits. Train your mind like an Olympian and outmaneuver competitors while putting in less effort. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/cc. Thanks for watching.